Welcome, welcome. Sorry for that little. Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. Hmm. I love the song. My mic's right there, unfortunately. All right, so Kaylee, Richard here and waiting. Okay, honey. Well, thank you. If you made coffee, I'd be extremely happy, even just half a pot of coffee. So Kaylee says, "Hi, Richard. Ready for chat and games?" Yes, ma'am. Me too. No notification went out, far as I can see. Okay, that's very weird. I think it must have went out because Alita Hemmerly, my sister Patricia, is here. Um, I like the music. Oh, there's something I need to add. Since there's just a couple of you in here, I'm going to start it and see what you think. I've tried it before. We're going to try a little music in the background. Can you hear the music? Yeah, I like that music too. I had something else I was going to use as my opening, Kaylee, and it wasn't there, so I don't know. I did something wrong when I made the connection. Love the print on your shirt. Well, thank you so much. I've come to really appreciate neutrals. I used to be just a black and red and white girl. Hello from Colorado. Okay, Alfonso, do you have snow? That's really the thing I care about most in life right now. Who's got snow? Hello to everybody. You can't hear it now. All right. I'm going to go and I'm going to turn it up just a little because I thought it might be nice to have a little music in the background today. Since this is all about fun and no drama. So tell me, Kaylee, can you hear that? Patricia, Alfonso, give this lady. I had snow coming down today. We did have some snow, so um, it was coming down. Fairy dust with wild winds. Woo! Fairy dust is in the house. So you're not hearing the music. Alfonso, finally melting away. I can't stand this snow. It's way too bright. It burns my eyes. Okay, so I do understand it. It you're not hearing any. Are you hearing me speak, or you're not hearing the music? No sound at all. Oh, no music. Okay. I know my sister Olita lives a little further west of me, about 15 miles. And it is, it's more it's in the foothills of the coast range. I live in a valley. Here's what happens in this valley. So this valley, the snow's coming from the north most of the time. And this valley, the snow comes in from the north and it gets to Corvallis area, which is where Oregon State University is. And the clouds kind of split off. Well, first, the snow cloud, as it's approaching the mid Willamette Valley where I live, it starts laughing out loud and teasing us with snow right up the road. And then the clouds split off. Some of them go to the Coast Range and some of them go to the Cascades. Now, does that seem fair to you? And don't those clouds seem awfully rude? Michelle Pruitt, thank you so much. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I just trying to be comfortable today. It's pretty chilly, and I love sweaters in the winter. Still not hearing the music. Kaylee's just So sweet. I hear you speak no music. Are you hearing the music now? Judy Smiley. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate Rich Poor Alex would be my son, and he is doing some other stuff right now on his own channel. So he'll be in here eventually. You can hear me, but no, I am really surprised you're not hearing the music. Hubby is there, and I'm hoping. Rude clouds, Kaylee. I'm hoping hubby makes a little coffee. Still no music, Patricia. Olita. Our little sister is not feeling well today. I'm fairly certain she has got maybe a ruptured disc that's been in the process, and it finally went. She needs to see her doctor. Wow, about the music. Maybe something isn't plugged in. So when Rich Poor Alex comes in to work with me and hang out in here, he can check that out. I am not going to go and fool around with it. It's not that important to me. I do would like a little bit of a more of a levity, and it's really some nice kind of rhythm or blues or jazz bluesy. Because if you can hear me, how about that right there? I love music. I grew up believing I was going to be a country western singer, country western star. Okay, I did. I loved Patsy Cline, um, and several of the older ladies. Of course, who doesn't like a little "Stand by Your Man" from Loretta, not Loretta Lynn, but Tammy Wynette? Bad things happen when I push buttons. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Kaylee. She gets so we have the very same uh, general practitioner, and he's fabulous. He will still no music sound. That's making me crazy. All right. So we'll just forget about it for now and I won't fuss over it. So she needs an MRI. She can't sit. She can sit if she gets in a very particular position. And I know what that means. And there's pain, nerve pain, because she's had a ruptured disc in her neck twice and she's had two fusions. So she knows nerve pain. And so, well, I don't have a great voice anymore. Um, it's really, um, I think I have a node or something on my vocal cord now. But I loved singing. There was a time I was in choir in junior high, I believe it was junior high, and I was in two bands and two choirs. And so I was one of just people who had to switch to different yes, 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 Kaylee. Oh, Patsy Loretta, Tammy, Crystal Gale, wonderful. Yes, ma'am. Uh, bathroom. So, and I know what that is like right there, and it is no fun when that situation happens. So, and my sister Olita Himmerly has been plagued horribly. She was injured, so to speak, about 6 years ago, I think, and 5 years ago, and has had a couple surgeries, and then she had a nerve stimulator implant that kind of went awry to start with, but I think that it's helping her. I'm sorry if I just shared your medical information online, Patty. I'm so sorry. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'd like to know if you can please send me the link to your StreamYard. I can bring you some live music on my end. I just sent an email. Okay. When I will be very happy to do that in just a couple minutes. And Alita's going on Tuesday for an MRI. I'm going to go over here. It is coming from my um what is this called? Oh gosh. I have an account with Gush, good golly, with it's like one of the most it's the most popular plan around, but it's not working for me, so I'm shutting that baby down. I'm going to actually, yeah, there we go. Because you can hear the birds in the background, right? And I hope that the MRI, so is the MRI for something new, Pat? I really hope it's not for something new. It's just to figure out what's continuing. So it was taken out and not replaced. I thought for some reason it was getting replaced again. All right. Alfonso, hello. All right, fairy dust. All right, so Rick Gaucher. I hope I say your guys' last name correctly, Rick. Okay, Robin. I finally made it this live. Yay, Robin! She is the real live mom of my niece-in-law, Peggy. And I love Peggy like she's had my own daughter. And trust me, I treat her just like she was my own kid. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna yell. Elias, CJ, come here. You want to say hi? I have two little friends that spent the night last night. Come in here, guys. I love these two little guys so much. These are two grandsons of my niece, my nephew and niece-in-law. This is, can you say your name? CJ. CJ he's my man. This boy, he's going to be a big boy because he's the younger of the two standing here. But I have told Mr. CJ and they know I love them. All right, let's move over, Mister. And this is Elias. This is, you want to say hi?
Hi.
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 And they spent, you can get right in here too with us, sweetheart. So these two beautiful boys spent the night. Elias and CJ spent the night with us last night and gave Grandma and Grandpa a break. And they are excellent. These two boys are excellent children. So I'm blessed that they're kind of my adopted grandsons. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. All right, go drink your day. Don't spill that juice on my computer. Things will end badly for us. No, I love them, and I'm so excited that is there. Oh, okay. Remember, no screaming in here in my live stream. They are sweet little guys. So, William and Peggy got a break last night. Yes, birds. See, you can hear the birds, but you couldn't hear the music. Now that's crazy to me. All right, let's see who else is. Hello, Linda. I hope you're feeling okay, sweetheart. Throwing out your back is, I get it. My new problem is a surprise issue. I'll message you. Okay. I'm so sorry. I really am. Really. It sucks. Ron Darrell Adventures. Hello, Ron Darrell. By the time he comes on in the evening, I'm almost always asleep, or I do click you on and I watch, I just watch because I'm in the process of trying to go to sleep. And it's always an entertaining show. And we're going to be sharing out everybody's information here in a moment. Who wants to? Who is a creator? All right. Let's see if I'm missing anybody yet. Okie dokie. So if those of you who have a channel wouldn't mind sharing out the stream so we can get some other people in here, I would deeply appreciate it. And if you have not hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. Oh, on phone can't. Yeah, no, I understand that, truthfully. And when I watch a live stream at night, especially at night, because my eyes are kind of blurry by the time I get to bed. Yes, sweetie, they are cute little boys, and they are sweet little boys. I have to say, these are two of the the best behaved children that I've been around in a long time. Consider how many of us have back issues. Maybe we could get a group discount on medical. We could start our own support group, sweetheart, too. All right. Well, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. That was very nice, because I'm getting ready. I am feeling like I want to get it. I want to chop it back off. Not like as short as I've been, but yeah, I'm sick of hair again. So I've let it grow for since I came back from Quartzsite, I have only had it trimmed, kind of into this situation it is now. So this is what happens to me. I get bored with my hair really easy. And I go back and forth. The only problem is when you have short hair to grow it back out, if you've ever had to do that or chosen to do that, it takes time. Thank you, Patty. My sister and I have very similar kind of hair. Very similar. Thank you, Kaylee. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. So we're going to do a game. I've got a game. I think were you coming in to say hello to Richard? Okay. He's doing something else. Maybe he's making coffee. I don't know. No, he's not. Okay. So we're going to play a game. We're going to make connections. I'm going to tell a little short story about my life, and it's connected into the channel completely. We're going to have some people come up and share a little about their own channel, because so here's the deal for me. I am so happy. My channel is growing. I'm going to see if I can bring up my analytics and show you where we're at. I have, played with my channel more than I have done anything else, guys. I enjoy it. I really love you guys. I've made some very strong connections. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. So when I look at I look at analytics here, and we're now up to 1,400, and let me pull that up and then I'll share it with you. I have to go back here too. Video file, I think. I do it wrong every time. It's not what I need. I need to quit saying that, because I just need to share the screen and then bring up my channel analytic. There we go. So we're at 1,478, and this is the lifetime of my channel. So you can see, it was just a regular. I checked. I needed to find out how to cook something. Oops. I went on YouTube from 2011 up until 2020. And then I got crazy and decided to do this. But since September of 2020, just steady, slow growth. And then here we get to the last 28 days. All right. So since about the middle of February, I had to make a decision. Do I want to do YouTube as a potential, just a little side, even just a small income, or do I just want to continue to play with it? And I thought, my son actually brought it to my attention and decided to go ahead and kind of jump in a little bit more. But as we know, and I've shared, everything always depends on how the physical situation is. And there will be sometimes when I, want to have a live stream and I've planned it and won't be able to. So then we get into going towards the end of February, 1,470, 1,476, 1,479, and then down to 1,478. So my push is to get to 1,500. I really want to get to 1,500. That for me, I look at things incrementally. And that's my goal right at this point in life, is to get to that small 1,500. All right. Have I missed anybody? All right. Go for your best opportunity. Yes, ma'am. Glad it's growing and it speeds up. Absolutely. But guess what, Alex, your channel name. When he's in here, we'll have him give his channel name. And I believe my son-in-law is going to do something. Maybe I found something that I think he would fit well into. Well, you know what? It's not all about this, as you will know. So here's what I was told early on. It's not about necessarily the sub numbers. It's about people watching your stuff. And I found something I think I'm going to try to do as a way to make my videos more interesting as well. And by the way, I realize those Thursdays are not the most fun ride on the campus, in the park, but it's still a passion I have. So I may do, and it's not probably going to bring a lot of people in, only people who really care about the founding of this country, learning something. I'm learning. See, that's it. I'm learning. And then I want to, if anybody else wants to learn too, come on in on Thursdays. I think I'm going to bump it back to 2:00 and not 2:30. I don't want to infringe on Shirley's toes and have anybody still watching me when they could be over supporting Shirley at following the yellow brick road. All right, Alfonso. All right, so I have 14,000 watch hours. Wow, that's very, very good. Because you only need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, and that's the legit word, is subscriber. But we're going to talk about, after we play this game, we're going to talk about how I was trained on YouTube by a wonderful YouTube content creator, how to do it the right way. Because there are people who just go subscribe to somebody, but they don't watch any of their videos. You lose those eventually. Those YouTube takes away those subscribers, because what they're looking for is they make money by somebody watching your video, watching your live stream. So anyways, all right. I'm going to drop a link here for a moment. I'm going to, we have somebody here in the stream who can help us out with some music. And I would really like that if possible. And I don't know why. Oh, I can't. Unless it's original stuff that you wrote, I cannot have it on here. The only reason I was going to have the other channel, so to speak, is because I have a subscription to it. We can't have any content that belongs to somebody else that I'm not approved to have, or they will shut down the live stream. At the very least, I could get a mark. So let's forget the music for today, okay? YouTube is very heavy-handed, dear. Very heavy-handed. All right, so I am. All right, you too, Ron. I appreciate you stopping in. Please drop Ron Darrell's link for me if you have not yet. Kaylee, if you could, I'd appreciate it. And go check him out. He travels. He's doing what I want to be doing, as you know. All right. And I'm going to try something here. Nomadic Rat Pack. Howdy, howdy to you, Troy. I am learning something about you, StreamYard, that I didn't know. So I don't know if you guys can see him, but there is a star, like by your name for me, anyways. And like if somebody asked me a question, all right, so somebody just ask a question about our travels or about something, anything, and then I will show you later on. All right, so again, if you haven't had a chance to do a thumbs up and you're so willing to do that, I'd appreciate it, and share this out to your friends. All right, so let's get on with the game. All right, so this game, let me make sure I've covered everything here, and then we're going to promote channels, and again, we're going to promote channels the right way. But in the meantime, please drop Ron Darrell's link. I'm just trying to make sure that I am paying attention to this chat, since Alex is not here to shore me up. All right. So this is trick questions, but I think it'll be okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I need to go back here. I want to make this big. All right. All righty then. Okay, so let's start. So it's 125. We won't do 125. We'll try to go through about 25 of these, 20 of them. We'll see how y'all do. But it's trick questions in that when you hear the answer, you will know, OMG, how did I miss that? All right, the first question is, what are two things you can never, ever, ever have eaten for breakfast? The two things you can never, ever eat for breakfast. Now, just think about it. Okay, I'm going to save that. I'm going to star that, Kaylee. Your question. Thought you wanted us to ask a question. No, yes, I'm going to save it for a little bit because I'm learning something about StreamYard, and so I'm going to use you guys to do that. Yes, ma'am. It would be Josh is making his he's making his breakfast. Hold for one moment, please. Oh, all right. We have a visitor in the room.
Hello, how are you? Glad to see you. Or could see me? I can't see you.
Do you want to do a little jig for us?
Oh no, my battery.
Oh, come on. All right. So we have a winner chicken dinner right off the bat. Lunch and dinner. I would not have got it. See, I wouldn't have got it. Kaylee got it. I can be a guinea pig. All right. Thank you. Fairy Dust and Kaylee say, and Troy say, howdy, Richard. All right. Second question. Question number 2 would be, what is always coming but never arrives? What's coming but never arrives? Now, I'm going to disagree with this, but it is what the answer is. We'll see if anybody smarter than, I guess this is like smarter. We should do a smarter than a 5-year-old. Judy Smiley says, hello, Richard. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Gosh almighty. This coffee, there's about that much in it. Alex poured for me the bottom of the pot. And trust me, it's the bottom of the pot. All right, what's coming but never arrives? Anybody got a stab in the dark? That would be, according to them, tomorrow. Tomorrow never arrives. I guess only if something happens to you in the middle of the night or something, but
what was the breakfast answer? I missed it.
The breakfast answer was what are the 2 things you can never eat for breakfast? Lunch and dinner. Yeah, there's a twisted one for you, Josh. All right. What gets wetter the more it dries? What gets wetter the more it dries? Hello, Charlotte. Thank you for coming. No matter, the first thing that pops in my head is tomorrow because Troy is a very smart guy. He, to me, honestly, Troy, you are one of the smart kids on the block, in my my experience of watching you, listening to you over the last couple of years. And I mean, you understand solar as well as anybody I've ever heard. So, Kaylee is stumped. Charlotte got that one. Hello, hello. Towels, a towel. Ha ha, my towels. There you go. You got it, Kaylee. And I'm thinking, so when I have a little bit of money, I want to get that one game where everything shows up on screen and people can come up on the panel and play it. That's what my goal is. When I have a few dollars to be able to do that, it's not expensive, but right now my I have to do things that I have to do, and like bigger for the channel, like having the music that I'm going to use for my videos and whatnot. What can be broken but never held? It can be broken but not held. Uh-oh, somebody's going to get this. What can be broken but never held? Good luck. And I know that my little sister Priscilla said she might listen, but not going to chime in. Well, that's a good guess. But a doctor can hold your hand, your heart in his hand, literally. A heart can be held in the doctor's hand. I've seen it done. Not in person. Lucky Doug Productions moderator, Sue. I have not seen you in a while, and I am so glad to see you today. Or see your name. Just one. Yes? Josh! Josh got it. A promise. The question again was, what can be broken but never held? Josh got it from the, what booth? What's it called, Josh? The Peanut Gallery. He's over in the Peanut Gallery making his breakfast. Would the answer be concentration? Oh, well, that's a good answer too, Troy. You can't actually, well, you can hold it. I think they meant physically hold it is what I got. And again, if you haven't had a chance to do thumbs up, which I'm not even watching, but just a little reminder, or share this out to your street, your friends, it would be greatly appreciated. We will get some other people in here. All right, so let's see. Next question. What word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary? What word in every dictionary is spelled incorrectly?
I know.
Oh, Josh.
I ain't gonna say it.
Josh ain't going to say it. Well, give the group here a chance to say it, Josh. Sue's really smart at these kind of things. Kaylee, anybody else got a stab at it?
Easy.
Yeah.
Incorrectly.
Yes, Josh and Kaylee got it. The word spelled incorrectly in every dictionary, and so did Sue. Kept goer 1, still here. All right, guys. Well, yep, it's incorrectly. What is it that lives if it is fed and dies if you give it a drink? So you can feed it and it lives and dies if you give it a drink. Tell him no yelling, Josh, please. Let's see. Who can come up with that one? We're going to not tell Josh the questions anymore. You know, should be common sense, these questions, but not for me. So the question one more time. We'll give you another couple seconds. What is it that lives if it's fed and dies if it gets a drink? Fire. If you feed fire, it lives. If you give it a drink of water, it's a goner. And for you to be stumped, that's a surpriser to me. Because I have not seen you be stumped. And I go into live streams where there's games. I just don't play them and so I don't always say I'm there because I'm not good at it. It's one of those character defects I've got. If I'm not good at it, I don't do it. Although I'm not a great, apparently, I mean, there's many things I'm not good at that I still do, but all right. What never asks a question, but gets answers all the time. It never asks for an answer, but it gets asked questions. Goes out if you don't. Yep. Well, we give it a drink. It doesn't. Okay, fellas, go into the living room, or you can watch. Remember, have Alex set you up, or Grandpa Richard set you up in our room for the TV. All right, you want to come over here, sweetheart? Hi. I love this little fella. All right. You're close. You're close, Judy. Very close. Have I missed anybody coming in the room?
No.
No? How do you know?
Yeah.
CJ is just an angel. What, sweetie?
What?
What's what? The maps?
Dad.
No. Oh, I've got a candle going because I like candles. All right, so hold one moment, Alfonso. We will so Alfonso, this music has to be owned by you. No, I'm talking. There's a man who's right there. You can't actually see him, but he's in my computer.
Oh.
Hello, Polarian Message. Thank you for showing up. PSV Odyssey. Thank you for coming. Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right, so we are playing a game right now, and I've got the sweetest little boy right here, cuddled up to me a little bit. Spent the night, him and his brother. So the question one last time is, what never asks the question, or never asks a question, but gets answered all the time? Get answered.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Troy. It is your phone.
My phone?
Not your phone. Do you have a phone?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I was going to say, what's your phone number? You've never given it to me. All right, so it is your phone.
No.
That too, Troy. I mean, yes, search engine online, RV Grandma. Yes, yes, yes.
You know, Grandma.
Her channel name of our YouTube channel is Travel Grandma, and her name's Charlotte. Johnny's Journey. Well, welcome, Johnny. Now there's a rock star right there. This lady can build. Johnny, I am extremely jealous. Well, first of all, I wish I was healthy enough to do it, but you do beautiful work, and that you've transitioned to being I think it sounds like a full-time builder of RVs. Lucky lady, because you've worked your butt off for what you're doing. All right. It's my own live performance. I mostly play old gospel hymns, music that is public domain. All right. So, everybody's saying hi to everybody. All right.
Hi.
All right. So I'm going to drop my link. We'll see if we can coordinate the music loudness. But again, I cannot.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. He's wonderful. You should hear this kid play the drums. He's a natural. There's drums in my son-in-law's bedroom. And that little guy can play the drums. All right. So he's a drummer. Yeah, he has drums he never knew why he had drums. You know, he hadn't played drums in years, but he gets drums, you know, when him and my son get married, and they're living here with us, and All of a sudden, there's drums coming in my house.
Yeah, I try to hit them too much because it's disturbing.
I could swear you hit a cymbal at 3 o'clock the other morning. I could be wrong.
Sometimes I fall, stumble. When I fell that time,
Yes.
I crashed into the cymbal.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it didn't wake the neighbors.
No, I did not hear it, honey.
Yeah, sometimes I will hit the cymbal when I'm completing
Oh.
a task or something.
Yeah.
Because it makes me stop doing what I'm doing, like push away from the table.
Uh-huh.
Or else I'll just keep doing it. It'll be 16 hours standing
Right.
in front of the thing.
Oh, Lord.
My hips will be like that of a 97-year-old man by the end of
Yeah.
it. So I have to have a mechanism to push away,
Uh-huh.
take a break, stop what you're doing.
I'm gonna.
It's kind of my mechanism to do that.
Yes. Well, I've heard. I mean, it doesn't bother me. All right. So we have. You want to introduce yourself, Alfonso?
All right,
Tell
can you guys
people a little bit about who you are.
hear me?
I can hear you great.
All right, I'm Alfonso. I have what's called Alfonso and the Clones. My music. You could also check out my channel. I play the banjo, harmonica, guitar,
Wow.
ukulele, the mandolin. Okay, I just got a mandolin from my coworkers, and I want to bring you some good old time gospel music.
Cool. So if you can, you go ahead and start playing, and then you can adjust the sound
Yeah.
as we go through.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Oh, I can hear you great.
Is it good? Like I have to adjust on my end. If I'm coming out distorted.
Nope, not coming out distorted at all.
Can I clear right?
You got a little ukulele or something?
He's got a harmonica on his mouth. He's at what it looks like a electric piano or organ.
Yeah. Tambourine.
I know he is. This is channel. See him? Me too. Polka. This would be my son-in-law Josh here. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and ask him a question while he's playing. I don't think there's anything. Just keep playing for now, and we'll see if this works out. We're just going to roll with it. What word would you use to describe a man who does not have all his fingers on one hand? What word would you use to describe a man who doesn't have all fingers on one hand? Thank you, Kaylee, so much. Oh, that sounds really good. So, how does it sound out there, guys? How's the volume? That would be the word, the volume. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this for us.
You're welcome.
And Josh and I thought about getting up and polka-ing. Yes, you play very well, Alfonso. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, darling. It would be normal because no man has all his fingers on one hand. 2 hands. All right. Sounds good to me. All right, next question. What goes up and never comes down? What's the one thing that goes up and never comes down? Well, we were very lucky today to have this. There's a reason I couldn't figure out the problem. It was Alfonso. Yes, so thumbs up if you're, yes, as my son-in-law just said, hell yeah. Okay, Alfonso, very, very appreciative. So again, thumbs up, share out. If you're not subscribed, I would appreciate us, to take the chance to opportunity to subscribe and keep coming back. Yes, dancing. Well, let's see. Well, my age so far, Kaylee, you got it. It looks like first, at least on StreamYard side. Helium. Well, there you go. But it is age. Age goes up, but never comes down.
Until reincarnation.
Well, there you go. Reincarnation will just, if I'm coming back as a turtle, so I can be at sea a lot. Helium is probably not the right answer, but I got to be scientifically quirky. Yes, sir. All right, next question. What can one catch that is not thrown? So this Josh is over here. He knows. I'm pretty sure he's probably right. So when I was in college, because I went as an old adult, yes, sir. Okay, he's just switching out something. I love his mandolin, by the way, when you get a chance to use that. The back of his mandolin looks like an acorn, like one half of an acorn. I love it. Charlotte got it, and so did Sue. My sister, Olita Himmerly, appreciates your music. Nomadic Rat Pack, a cold, Josh, too. So there's my little sister, Priscilla, who is in very bad pain. Let's all be praying for Priscilla, because those of us who've dealt with back stuff know what she's going through. And it just happened today, so I was thinking normal. Oh, yeah, that's all right. So, what else we got going here? The next one. Okay, a girl fell off a 50-foot ladder, but didn't get hurt. Why? Why and how could she fall off a 50-foot ladder and not get hurt at all? Well, it's nice to have two sisters in here today. I've got another one out there. She must be doing her hair color. So, let me catch up here. The ladder was laying on the ground. That is not correct, but you're in the neighborhood. Yeah, well, it was aged. And again, you're being thanked for the serenading of the group, Alfonso. So, why this girl falls off a 50-foot ladder and doesn't get hurt? How could that be possible? Nope. I'll wait a couple more seconds and listen to this wonderful music. And then I'll tell you the answer, and you're going to go, oh no, I knew that. Well, that was the last question, but you got it right. All right, nomadic is, oh gosh, nomadic rat pack is skunk. She wasn't that. We got it right here, and we got, she was on the bottom step. Lame. That one seems a little lame, but Steve and Tina Jewel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Another new channel. Thank you for coming in. We're going to be doing some channel sharing. So if you would like to, Kaylee, share, drop their link, or Johnny, either one, since you can drop links. If you'd like to drop their link, it's Steve and Tina Jewel. And hello from Steve and Tina in Canada. Do you have snow where you're at in Canada? Doesn't all of Canada have snow right now? I would think so. It's one of the reasons I wanted to move to Canada. I thought I would get snow. Landed in the pool. So one time, Richard was the maintenance manager of a local property here in town, a large senior living facility, 2 stories high. So it's not that big, not that tall. He was up on the ladder. Well, there you go, Stilla. And somehow the ladder came away from the building and it fell backwards, right on top of him. It wasn't a catastrophic injury at that time, but, it wasn't fun. And yes, she fell off the bottom of a 50-foot ladder. If I have to fall, that's where I want to fall from. Yes, that takes some talent right there, playing the harmonica and the piano at the same time. And yes, my son-in-law, who works with music all day, every day, on a vlog, he knows that. He knows as much as my brother-in-law, who has been a musician, heavily music-oriented, knows. And he really likes it. Hold on. 6 inches last night. Oh, I'm far behind the chat. How about if I leave the studio and come back? Come on over the hill. Yep, he lives in Central Oregon. Snowing all day. We had snow coming down for about 32 seconds. I was best 32 seconds I've had in a long time. All right, let's see where we're at here. While I was living in the tree, the tree darn voice to text was limiting the tree, lemon cutting pieces out. I hate my voice to text. Oh, you should see what ends up on my private family page, because I'm the one who does. Well, my sister Patricia. Thank you. Everybody loves this. Everybody loves this. Alfonso, it's deeply appreciated. Really.
Tell Alfonso I said he got time for days.
And my son-in-law says you got time for days, whatever that means. All right. All righty. So, next question. I know I'm lagging behind on the questions, but if you have one, you want to share it. But once you share it, You do not have it. What is it? If you have it, you want to share it. But once you share it, you don't have it. Virginity. Would my son make me half a pot of coffee? Once you share it, okay, you have it, but once you share it, you don't have it. Uh-oh, we got right off the bat, we got a winner chicken dinner. Hey, Lee. Oh, Kaylee says AI is taking over and is slapping its butt off at us. Absolutely. Steve and Tina Jewell say thank you, Alfonso, for the music. We are lucky today. All right. So the correct answer, a secret. Next question. What starts with E and ends with E, starts and ends with an E, but only has one letter in it? Oh, no. It starts and ends with an E, but only has one letter in it. Starts and ends with E, but has only one letter in it. That technically has two letters. Nope, E is not the correct answer, Troy. Gotta think even simpler than that. Oh, wow. Ron Darrell chimes in from the road. Envelope. Ron, that was a good one. You got it. Josh, did you get it? Okay. It starts and ends with E, but only has one letter in it. In it. It only has one letter. Okay. We're going to get the Peanut Gallery young one. We have an objection from the Peanut Gallery.
I object.
You know, that would be a good one too. But no, it was envelope. In it. In it was the key piece of the phrase. Yes, Nomadic, you did. All right. At the cost of stamps, I can get two letters in mine. Yeah. I have not sent a letter in forever. Next question.
It doesn't cost me to send anything in the mail. I can send a free matter for the blind. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Seriously.
Yeah.
So I can send packages, letters, anything, free matter for the blind.
Wow.
And you can also, if you want to send me a package, you can send it to me that way too, to save yourself postage. You know how expensive postage can be.
I could not catch the last thing you said. I'm going to turn your sound up. Go ahead.
You don't know how expensive postage can be, which means
Oh,
I can send and receive packages, letters, postage free. Call free matter for the blind.
Oh, so you are legally blind completely?
Yes, considered legally blind.
Considered legally blind.
Yeah.
Wow. And you can do this. You can play the music and be completely, man, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
And I didn't know that.
I can't read music. I can't see well enough to read regular print. I have to read like very large print. Like I want to say like 32 times the normal size of what a print is. Magnification. So that's how I see it in my case. So other than that, so that's how I see things. Like everything has to be magnified 32 times the normal size. Can you guys still hear me? Next one I'm gonna play is the Schottish. Alright, the next one. I'm gonna play a polka, taconazo. I'm trying to get harmonica in. So the next one I'm going to get is go grab something. I'm gonna show you what I have here. So an old mandolin, a Neapolitan bullback tater bug. Gotta tune this up. I'm gonna grab one of my harmonicas. Like I say, when you had this mandolin for a week.
Okay, probably since I took myself out of the stream. Can I have chocolate now? One piece of chocolate. I really need chocolate now. Things went sideways on me.
Oh no, he was playing so well.
He's always beautiful. He's playing beautiful. They don't need me in the stream.
No,
I
he
can
don't
leave,
need you.
and
was doing
Alfonso
fine
can
without you.
stay.
Alfonso took it over.
Nobody said a single thing in the stream, so good job,
No,
Alfonso. Thank
kept
you.
it going,
You're
Joe.
welcome.
He was like the intermission music or something.
I know.
Live mandolin intermission.
And yeah, look at that mandolin. Isn't that
That's a beautiful
nice?
instrument. Yeah,
From
no, he's
Italy.
good. This is great. This is awesome.
I
You
love
should
the.
be very pleased.
I'm very
Like if
pleased.
you're gonna knock yourself out of your stream, have a live concert going while it's happening. Good job.
Haley says you're terrific, Alfonso.
Thank you. I just already got this. A coworker, a friend of mine at work gave me this. I only had it for a week. Honestly, I never picked up a mandolin.
Wow.
I never picked it up. I didn't think I would be able to play it.
You did, but do you know how to play the guitar? So let
Yeah.
me ask you a question. Do you know how to play the guitar, right?
Yes, I have a guitar.
Okay, so it must be some similarities between the mandolin and the guitar.
Well, the tune is different. The the guitar is tuned to a standard E A, D, E A. general and the
Uh-huh.
standard tuning of the guitar. Now, the mandolin is tuned. The third double set of string, the mandolin is tuned to G, D, A, E. They're tuned in fifths. The mandolin is tuned in fifths.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the chords. When you play chords, they're much easier to play because okay, can you guys can you guys hear me now?
I'm. Can you hear him now better, Doreen? Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Alfonso.
Now the mandolin they're tuned to see D, A, A, E. Because the first one is G, D, A, E, and they're double strings, so each string's tuned to each note. They're double string on a mandolin.
Oh,
So
I just made an assumption. It's the same, like it's a stringed instrument, and that to some degree, stringed instruments are all the same. I mean, what
not
a I.
really. They're
Yeah.
all
Okay.
different tuning. Like the guitar's different. So let's say I want to play a G chord. This is a G chord. Now if I want to move up to C, it's pretty simple. Then move up to F. It's pretty simple.
I could probably learn to play the mandolin someday because I could never learn the guitar. I was able to play the organ. I learned to play the organ, and I can play tiny, just the very tiniest bit. I mean, I don't remember it really well, but in my quest to become a country music star, I learned to play
Yes.
the organ. Don't know why, but yeah.
Well, this is the first instrument I learned to play when I was 17. Now I'm now 39, which I'm also a lot older than a lot of you guys.
I don't know. You're pretty young. I mean, I'm 61, dear. So you're, you're, you could be my son. So you're pretty young, but you've been playing for a while.
Yeah, I started when I was 17 in high school. And that was say that back in 2001 when I was a senior. That's when I got my first keyboard. And
Uh
that's how
huh.
I learned to play. Just play by ear.
So I left. And I played the saxophone and the flute. I started out with the saxophone. Well, I started out with the organ, and then I moved on to the alto sax, and then to the flute in high school. But I left band when we got into advanced. I can read music. I read music
Well,
fluently, so
I
to
can't
speak.
see
But
well enough to read music. I can't see well enough to read the music because the print size.
well, I can imagine, and I probably couldn't today either. By the way, but yeah, it was advanced theory of music, and they wanted us to start doing that more, and I knew I was not going to be a professional musician as far as writing music or having to do no advanced theory. So um, thank you very much, Sue. I appreciate that because I'm getting ready in my own mind to get rid of it. I'm sick of it already. Um,
And I have this harmonica too. I picked up the harmonica back in 2010.
well, I just picked it up. Okay. Wow. Wow. And you just nobody taught you, you
Nope.
just started playing.
Yep.
Wow. You know what? That's you're fabulous, Alfonso. Really, truly. That's knowing just a little bit about music. I know that it's people either have that gift or they don't, and you are definitely a gifted musician.
Thank you.
Definitely gifted. So, do you want to tell us any more about your channel itself? Is it simply you doing like musical things, or
I
what's your channel?
basically overall, basically very broad. My channel is not just about the music, but it's all about focus on like the rural lifestyle, like model, like railroad trains,
Hmm.
uh, focusing on the western farming, my scale miniature models, diorama scenes I do, then animations, and also like advocacy for people with disabilities
Hmm.
to inspire them. Nothing's impossible. So might want to check out my channel. I got some train videos.
You know, the uh, you really. I've watched a few of your things now, and I'm gonna definitely go and look at more because I think making certain because one of the elements of my channel has always been from the start is to show that my other abilities, my disability is my the damage to my nerves from I've had 13 backs, 12 back surgeries, maybe 13. I really truly lost count. And so I have damage to my lower part of my body, my legs, specifically from all these surgeries and the nerve damage. And so I can no longer, I mean, I can walk within the house without my walker.
Right.
However, when I leave the house, if I'm going to go somewhere like, if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm not going to have an electric wheelchair available to me, my walker is in the trunk of the car. And that's because I'm unstable now. I can't feel, I feel like I'm not going to feel my legs. I mean, and so I wanted to make sure that people know, like, because we want to be traveling. Part of what our channel is supposed to be and will be is travel. And I want to make sure. So you having the ability to transmit that what you're able to do without sight is amazing.
With limited sight, like
Yeah,
blind since birth, so I don't really know what it's like to fully see, but as good as I
everybody,
can.
say it how gifted you are.
Thank you all.
Yes. All right. Well, so what I'm gonna do now, Alfonso, is I appreciate your music very much.
Well,
I'm gonna be having some other people give them opportunity to come up and talk about their channel,
okay.
and I know we will be just listening to you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop you down now, and so I can do get some other people to come up and talk
Sure.
about their channels, and
Sure.
so we don't. Otherwise, you're gonna do a concert all night long here. But we appreciate, oh gosh, please go to
Yes.
Alfonso's channel. And I know you've got some support coming your way.
Thank you. I have to get ready to have some dinner, man, too. And
All right.
thank you all.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Alfonso.
also got some recordings available on vinyl and CD.
Okay. Do you have like a Etsy account, or do they just need to go? Do you have a?
It's the links on my channel. The links on my
Okay,
channel.
go to his channel, and that your link has been dropped, and it's dropped right now. Go to his channel and check out what he has available for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, no, I called myself Influence with the Clones. The way I do my music videos, I clone myself several times, playing each instrument and putting them all together.
Uh huh. Kaylee says it was a privilege to hear your music, Alfonso, especially on the spot like that. It really truly was. And by the way, anytime you want to do that again, please feel free in the live stream to say, "Hey, Lucretia, we could use some of my music."
All right, thank you all.
All right, dear. Thank you.
Welcome.
Have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Yikes, that was wonderful. I cannot, things come together the way they're supposed to, is all I can say. Because inside, I had everything planned out, and I was sitting here when I could not get you guys to hear the music. I'm like, what do I do now? Because I had a plan. And so, yes, we're grateful. Very, very grateful. Very good. It was a wonderful opportunity to hear him and to hear the music. Thank you, Steve and Tina. Yep. Give him all the support you can. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, if you are a non-content creator, but you still support other channels, can you put an NC in the chat? Because we content creators owe non-content creators a lot of respect, because you have no skin in the game. As far as one of the ways that the way, and I'll explain this in just a minute, the way that I made friends, the way that I have gotten the channel that I've got, is individually going and finding somebody like Steve and Tina. Jewel, I don't remember where I ran across your channel, but I ran across your channel. And I went there and I watched a couple videos and I commented on them. And, I went to, I believe it was Alfonso's live stream, either today, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, for a bit, hung out, listened, interacted. So, and I rung the bell. Hey, I want to hear what he's got. I want to see what comes out. And that's how I've done it with every single channel that I'm friends with. I don't know another legitimate way to do it. And that's what I'm going to talk about here momentarily. Have a great night, Alfonso, from everybody. I'm very much indebted to you for saving my musical butt. We post a lot of videos. That's where I have my weak spot. Okay. I have a weak spot in my videos, but that's, you have probably not known my channel for long. And, I've had a lot of surgery, blah, blah, blah. And it takes time to recover. And I've had some struggles with recovery. So I'm kind of working on just continuing on, because I'm feeling better. I'm feeling stronger. And so that's where I'm at. All right. So we've got non-content creators being Kaylee and Judy Smiley. All right. So I want to first say thank you to Kaylee and Judy Smiley for hanging out. And I think Alita, my sister Alita Himmerly, is a non-content person as well. And my little sister Priscilla also is non-content creator. Both of them could be content creators if they wanted, but they don't want. So I know, why would you not want to go on YouTube and TikTok and whatever other things are out there? Excuse me, but my lips are really dry. So I'm needing some Carmex. All right. So what I wanted to talk about as far as YouTube is, I've had rolling across this bottom of the screen for a while now. Attention. If you see someone on here you do not know, after the stream, go over, check them out. Listen to watch a couple videos, a minimum 4 minutes. Sometimes there's somebody who's got like maybe a 20 or 30-minute video. I don't necessarily have time to do that. That's one of the things I miss. And, Yes, please thank them because Steve and Tina just did. Thank you so much for any attention and effort you put into our channels. Um, and so go over, say hi. I always say where I met, if I remember. Excuse me. If I remember where I met somebody or where I found the channel, I say, hey, you're my newest friend, and I ran across you on such and such channel. And I usually always give some meaningful comment about the video, like I like where it's at, or your camera works really good, or you know how to use a drone. We have lost two. Richard, it wasn't me, it was him. Okay. So Steve says Tina's flying back from Africa right now after visiting her family in Tanzania. I know, I saw some videos from over there, and I love seeing different places that I don't think I'll ever get to, and I suspect I will never get to the African continent. It's all I can do just to get back to Quartzsite, Arizona. Thank you, Kaylee. Land Cloud Adventures, thank you for coming so much. Hi, hi, hi. Okay, you've watched for 3 years, but lurking plus. Well, thank you, and I do know your name. I know your name, and I know I see you in other late channels, and I appreciate that you come here. I mean, I really do, because it's every channel to a large degree depends on non-content creators. So, thank you. So, if you're a content, and I mean that really. Thank you so much. If there was a way. I didn't even know. Kaylee really works, has done a lot, specifically a lot for me, and I appreciate her so much. I appreciate you all so much. All right, so if you're a content creator, please put a CC in the chat. So Steve and Tina have lost a few as well. So my husband was the one learning to use it, and he's as the perfectionist that he is, it didn't work well. And we had like really some inexpensive, like between $200 and $400. It was not, and I don't know if that was the problem. I really don't. If it was just that they weren't, really good, but thank goodness they were not like the $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 whatever dollars. But I look at people who have. It's one of those things that I covet. If there's anything I covet on YouTube, it's having, number one, a decent little drone and a place to fly it and get good pictures for y'all, except for the national forest, of course. That's another story. And remember, this is a no drama day. So I will not talk politics, and I will not talk the national forest not allowing you. Well, you can, but you got to go get a little thing. I can't think of the word. That's because I'm too old. I love the fluffy dogs. Someone else who has fluffy dogs like Nate's is Kim from Kim. Good Lord. I have too much in my head right now. All right. Anyways, I'll think of Kim's name. I've interviewed her a couple times, camped with her in Quartzsite. So Land Cloud Adventures is a content creator. Steve and Tina Jewell, content creators. Olita Himmerly, love his style. Yes. You need to refresh your phone, Olita. But he, loved his style. Permit. Kaylee finishes my sentences. You know somebody knows you pretty well when they finish your sentence. Good Drone has 4K camera. Yes, I know that much. I do know. I love drone work. When you see people up in the snow and they're driving down this back road somewhere and there's forests on both sides and the snow is up to the windshield and the drone's flying above the vehicle. Or you're in Florida and you are beautiful views from here to nowhere, the other side of the earth. And there's a drone just flying out over that water. Olita is my sister, one of my older sisters. The oldest one is not here. I don't know why. I don't know where she is. That would be Nancy, by the way. If you ever see her in chat, go. She has never been. I think she was like one of my, while back. She has other things she's doing. Camping therapy. Can't fly near wildlife. Okay. Yes, I understand that. And I would never. I see what people do around wildlife, like buffalo. Thank you, Kaylee. I really don't know what I am. Content creator, non-content creator. I'm here for the party. Here for the party. Yes, sir, you are here for the party. And by the way, he has, you still have some stuff on your channel, right, Troy? You still have a few things up? I mean, is it okay for people to come and say hi? I know you're kind of in that middle area right now. Camping therapy. Okay, so I don't know if Steve and Tina Jewel know Doreen from Camping Therapy, but Tina and Steve, meet Doreen. Doreen has a travel channel, and she has a cutest little small trailer, and she goes to meetups in campgrounds with other adorable, our little travel trailers. I'm not really a CC, but put up a few dog videos, etc. on my channel. Mostly support our main channel, Lucky Dog Productions. So please drop the Lucky Dog Productions. Lucky Dog Productions. And yes, please drop Lucky Dog Productions and link. And okay, back to people who support. Sue is fabulous. I don't even, how many, you go to a lot of channels. She is very supportive of content creators. Troy, Judy Smiley. Troy, I enjoy reading your words. You are kind. He is, trust me, Troy's super kind. Antique campers. People restore and decorate. They're much loved campers. You know what? So it would be so fun to have one that was the intent. I wouldn't, couldn't really live or travel in it. It would be hard. But especially the Christmas ones, when she goes to the Christmas meetups, Lord God Almighty, there are some cute campers. Well, I commented on somebody who has some much older ones than that, Troy, and I told him you should be making some videos because he made great videos. But, who am I? Just started getting into content the last 6 months. Well, just keep doing what you're doing because it's fabulous. It's fun. I would have never, and I'm going to tell my story here in a minute. His sounds of music are remarkable. Yes, Patty. And he's long gone, but he's great. That was wonderful. Thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee, I posted my last video tonight. I have more going out again next weekend. She is, and her channel has blown up, because she is out there doing what it is she's doing. She goes, she hangs out, she does tons of interviews. If you want to see some cute, one of the things I like about Doreen's Camping Therapy is that I really enjoy that it's not 20 minutes long. I mean, I do watch 20-minute videos, by the way, Camper Van Kevin, but his are generally around 15 minutes, but shorter videos. She's to the point. She goes, these cute little things are adorable. No more. I missed something. No more what? Camping Therapy. Looking forward to it. Judy, thank you. You're kind saying that. Well, you are, Troy. I wish we lived closer together. And when our RV's probably, I want it home here soon. I got to get my tags, and my tags are about $250, and I just can't do it right now. And so, in order to drive it here without getting a ticket, And so it's in a barn right now, and there's mice. Please, everybody. All I can say is there were no mice in my RV before it went to the barn. Now, granted, it's a barn at a ranch. But why? So anyways, we've given them traps. My nephew and niece-in-law are setting the traps, killing. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I don't like them. I'm not a rodent person, Troy. Please don't be offended. I'm terrified beyond my ability to explain it. It's not rational. I'm getting fidgety just talking about. We've got mice out in our pantry. I don't even have anything. Do you know what the mice chewed open? Syrup and milk in one of the, like, not paper, but cardboard containers that comes in for people who are preppers. They chewed through the syrup. Syrup was all over the place. They chewed through the milk. Milk was all over the place. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I hope you will keep coming back, and we'll keep watching you. And that's how this works, building relationship with other people. That's how I grow. I grow by connecting with you and supporting you. It's just about supporting each other. So, Lucretia, what could my channel be? Olita's Travels. Where are you traveling to, Olita? Where are you traveling? Are you going to start traveling? I know you have an RV. You have a camper at the very least. You have a car you probably can't get into anymore. She buys a Corvette, and she's in worse condition than me. Okay? I sold a beautiful Cadillac CTS, beautiful sport Cadillac CTS that was meant to drive at 100 miles an hour. I'm not being sarcastic. That car did not feel like it was even driving at 100 miles an hour. And yes, I did, but only on open road and where there was no other human beings within sight or within driving sight. She gets the Corvette. She can't get down into it for very long. But I do think she now has something different. So if you're going to travel, you could do cooking with Olita. You like to cook. You're a very good cook. Olita's chefery. I always pause Doreen's videos a few times to take a closer look. I know. I look at all the decorations. They're super, super cute. I know it. No more content. I have nothing left. Posted last one tonight, Lucretia. Okay. Well, you have a lot of content. So if it's a newbie to you, they will be able to watch you for a while because you made a lot of videos. Olita. Content. What could I do? I will ask you later. Chad Pink waving. I don't know what you meant to say there, Olita. We have 905 subscribers now, getting there. Only 95 to go. Well, you only need 1,000 subscribers. So you need, oh, yes, I read that wrong. 905 subscribers now, getting there. Only 95. So if you do not know Steve and Tina and you're interested, go check out their channel. And if you're so inclined, please ring the bell. Let's give them as much support as possible. And I think there's going to be some fun videos with them. And by the way, please tell your wife, I so appreciated seeing her cousins in Tanzania where they live. Beautiful, beautiful countryside. Pets are pets. The rest are nuisance animals. Okay. Yes. And I remember you saying that when you were here. We can't get rid of the ones in our garage. And I didn't know they were going to chew through to get to syrup. Truthfully, never in my mind. And they chewed through the syrup bottle and milk. Did you know that they like milk? And by the way, it apparently is rat. And I'm just going to use the word in the singular. I cannot think in the plural, Troy. I can't. And I get panicky when someone goes into the garage. I make sure that door gets shut behind them because I will have to go. And I've told people in this house, I will be spending their money, my money and their money, to go stay in a motel until it's dealt with. 32? So we have a live trap, catch trap. We have a live one, and they have smartened up to the live trap. They're smart little things. I never said they're stupid. I never said they're stupid. Okay, they've wised up to the live trap. And Richard has went and released a few, every one that he caught. At the school. Let the kids play with them. Very good point, Kaylee. I'm going to star that and put it up here for my own reading. I do know that. I do know, check the engine, check where the water holder is, all of those things, every little area. I do know. And I haven't been to the ranch in a while, so that's fast. Was over the summer. Yeah, this has been a hard. I told him, I said, I won't even be able to be the one to drive it home if we're not fairly certain that there's no rodents in my RV. I won't, because if I'm being straight serious here, if I had, and by the way, one chewed through our passenger seat. One chewed through our passenger seat. If I was driving down the road and a mouse came up in my bubble, I don't know that I could even pulled off the road. I would lose rational consciousness. And that really is not, I'm not being sarcastic or over dramatizing. It really is that way for me. I just set 8 mouse traps in my house because I am a prepper also, and they seem to wander, and during the winter, for some reason, they help themselves to my supplies. Wow. Yeah, and they're not, again, Troy, they are not, they're bright, and at some level, they're smart. Cooking videos are popular, leading him. Absolutely. I know people, by the way, I watch a couple from Germany. One's from, I think they're both from Germany, who you never see their face, you only see their hands. And there's music, low music, calm music, usually calm music. And these have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Thank you, Kaylee. There you go. Like the pasta queen from Italy. There is a woman who has passed away, and her channel has thousands of people, and was an older woman, a fairly old lady, and she did meals from the Depression era meals, and it's really interesting. I watch them. That's not good news. So I was up early in the morning recently, and I was in my living room, and you know how my living room is, Troy. So I was sitting there, and I heard like scratching coming from the wall from my garage to the living room. And I went over and I banged on that wall really hard, and it did stop it. They will chew through anything. Badass 93 staying. Thank you. You are a content creator, correct? If you'd like us to drop your link, and I've watched your videos. So if Kaylee, if you could get his link and drop it, please. We're trying to help people make some friends here. All right. Question. Is there anybody within 100, or is there anybody within like say 500 watch hours? So where's everybody at on watch hours? Because you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, unless it's been changed in the last 3 years, 2 years. $32. That kills me. I have no hope. I've lost hope. I have lost hope. Sticky traps. Oh, Troy, I don't think I could do that. Okay, as much as I'd want to get rid of them, that means they're caught, and they're alive caught. Now, as much as I'm not a fan of rodents, I really have a hard time seeing anything suffer, except for snakes. I don't like snakes, really worse than I don't like mice. Chew through fire starter log once. Oh my gosh, I have fire starter logs in a storage closet. Yeah, they are definitely not my friend. And I don't know, not in my house like this. That just is okay. My father built this house. I was 12 years old. We moved into it. The house I live into. Do you know how many mice we've caught up until this time when there have been mice in the garage? To my knowledge, we never had mice in the garage. And my mother was a prepper too, by the way. She canned everything, but everything was in jars. She was never stupid enough to put any pasta out there or boxes of pasta, which, by the way, the Top Ramen one time we went out there. Guess what? The Top Ramen packages were empty. Empty, except for the little seasoning packet. Apparently, the mice and rats don't like seasoning packets. That's our own fault. That was stupidity. I've lived here the biggest chunk of my life, and I did not know. Truthfully, didn't know because we never had mice before. So, anyways. Anyhow. All right. Going to a Sisters on the Fly rally next. Yay! Sisters on the Fly rally next weekend as a guest, hoping to get some good content. I'm not a member anymore, but it's a public open event. Well, very, very cool. At Sisters on the Fly, it will be interesting to see what you come back with. I've heard that too, and I've heard other things, and I mean, yeah, I will try them all as soon as, but we didn't have to. When we were in it for that 2 months, when we went to Quartzsite, we had not one mouse. Because trust me, I'd have known, and we wouldn't have been in it. We'd have just left it there and hitchhiked home. So I have heard different stories about it, but lots of people said Irish Spring. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, me, no. I think Steve in Arizona had oh my gosh, please. Oh Lord. I'll have to ask him about that. Can't even think about it. Lucretia, the mice are adorable. I know they are. And I don't mean to talk bad about mice in front of you. I really don't. Because I got to see one break dance across my kitchen floor. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in a while. Oh, Troy, only you, honestly, only you, dear. But yes, I know there's people who love them. Oops, went by that too quick. Well, you know what? There are people who still say it worked for them, but I don't know. Watch hours. I'm about 1,200. Okay, well you're getting there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down watch hours. So if anybody wants to watch, do you have like a playlist on your channel already? Like I don't remember if you have a playlist or not. Watch hours is badass. Is it bad? Are you in Arizona or is it just a badass sting? I mean, some people just love them. That pin didn't work. It needs to go in the garbage because I've had it now. I've tried to get it to work a couple times. All right. All right. I've got you down and I can, when I go to bed, I'm not going to do it during the day because my computer is actually a laptop. It's a pretty good laptop, but I had like 40 pages open and the other night because when I go to people's live streams and I see people I want to make a connection with, I open their page to go back and watch. And I had like 40 pages open and it completely stalled out the computer. And my son was going to work at it. And it was not a pleasant conversation afterwards, why I would have that many open. It's saying I need 1,500 more on my needlework channel. So your needlework channel, I think you are a moderator. You're listed as a moderator. If you want to go drop your link for that, that would be great. Let me pull up my YouTube and double check and make sure. Pretty sure you are. Yeah. Yep. So go ahead and drop the link for that, please, Doreen. Steve and Tina Jewel, 3,300 hours, including shorts. Okay, so Steve and Tina they're pretty close. I mean, if a few people watched do you have a playlist? And again, I don't remember if you had a playlist of everything. Steve and Tina. So if you do, that would be wonderful. I found that out because I was taught, someone taught me to do that. They said, first of all, you need to get a playlist. I had my channel evaluation done on my channel, and he said you need to have a playlist, and you need to have an opening, like a short video, like 30 seconds to a couple minutes. Well, ours was way too long, but an introduction video. And since I've revamped my channel and it's no longer burning up the roads and then burning up the roads and prepping, I've revamped it for those who might be new. And I need to make a new one. We've taken down the old one. So I will put I will watch yours tonight as well. If I were you, I'd get a stethoscope so that once you get all the obvious nests out, you can listen at the walls for road. You really are a thinker, Kaylee. No, that I have a stethoscope. When my wound came open and I had to have wound care, they gave me this whole entire package of things that they wanted because every other day the wound care nurse was here, and then on the other days, my oldest sister, Olita Himmerly, changed out my wound care bandage. Oh, cool. So you guys are pretty close. I went last year. I just do my normal videos. I would have walked to LA and turned right. It's left, by the way. Kaylee, left, not right. If you Google it, you'll see pictures of soap that was chewed by mice. Oh, God. All right. Year, we love down there and are looking to move there. You know who? Okay, so you know who I love that's in Florida as well? It is Kaylee, again, finish my sentence. They are homesteaders. If you're interested in anything to do with planting, gardening, homesteading, these people are golden. This is the golden couple of that genre. And we're putting in a garden. And I have gardened before, but it's been a long time. Oh, hold on. I better read this. I had mice in an apartment when I was 19 in Germany. And I saw a mouse climb up and chew the soap. So you actually have firsthand experience. I haven't had a mice either. I use nothing. I say it worked for them. It's because they didn't have any mice to get rid of. I remember Roy and Becky telling me, bring all the traps you can because you're going to get mice. And I didn't get a mouse while I was in Quartzsite. I do have a playlist. Cool. I'm in Tennessee outside Memphis. All right. Well, then I will do your playlist and maybe somebody else can do your play. So one of the things that I also have done, I've traded off with people. If this person needed when I was working on my hours, if this person needed a playlist ran and I needed a playlist ran, we made a connection there. But I will run yours as well. So I've got them down, you and Steve and Tina Jewel. About 30. Okay. You know what? I'm not sure because when I started it, I guess 2.5 years ago, I don't think there were shorts. Privies and Prims needlework. Okay, thank you for dropping that. So even though I'm not Privies and Prims needlework, I'm not into needlework personally, like doing it. But I do like once in a while I drop in and I see what's going on with people who do it. And I support Doreen no matter what. I have no intro video. I never watched them, so I figure that others may not either. I didn't like that it would play automatically when people went to my channel. Yeah, that is true. And I do watch them. And by the way, you know what else I look at? I automatically go and see if somebody has a description of their channel. And I have changed my description. So I go check and see if they have a description of their channel. And it doesn't mean that I don't connect with their channel, but it's one of those things in the back of my head. Northwoods RV Life said, and also from Florida. Oh, goodness. Where I really learned most about the technical side of YouTube, kind of learning how to be a YouTuber, not about content creating, but just some of the technicalities, a description of my channel, and an introduction. But there's people who don't use them and they are fine. And also, I was told, make sure that I have something in the beginning about my channel. And guess what? There was a big channel I was listening to not a long time ago, maybe in the last year, said they don't like them and they don't think they help. I have to do playlists to save time for viewers. I was also told to do as many playlists as I can add videos to, like not just like one. Like I've got some that have maybe one in them now, but that's because I made a couple new playlists and I just got to move things over. Because some people who come to my channel might want something to do with the traveling stuff that we did do, or RV, and nothing to do with live streams. Like there's people who don't like live streams at all. I don't blame them. I mean, I go to live streams, but I usually can't stay for a whole long time. Nope, it's only left on your way there. You said you turned left, the RV, there, rodents. Okay, I hear you. I'll play. Yes. Thank you, camping therapy. That's kind of what I was trying to get out of my mouth. And it didn't. Hollis and Nancy. Hollis and Nancy's homestead. These people are the real deal. I mean, seriously, they have acres. Okay. I mean, in all reality, most of us are not going to do that, but they do help. My suspicion is they help maybe with the church as well, but they're family. They definitely help out with family. It's beautiful too. Traps are the best. No suffering. Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I always put them in multiple too. I put them in everything. I have an everything playlist, and I have like RV, or I have Oregon, or I have home base. So. And when I go around Eugene maybe and do something and it's just Eugene, I put it in everything and Eugene. Blue Wave Odyssey. Yes. There's a channel who taught me most of, if I know anything at all, it's Blue Wave Odyssey. His channel is fabulous. I really missed when he stopped live streaming. I thought, I'm done. I'm never going to make it. Here's a link to Think Media Direct. Yes, Think Media. And how YouTube, okay, I'm going to actually star that to come back to for myself. I'm not as supportive as you, Lucretia. I don't normally watch what I'm not interested in. Yeah, here's once again, he's warm, he's sweet, he smells good. Ask Alex to put your coat in the dryer, please. Go run, because your grandma and grandpa are going to be here to pick you guys up. And sometimes, like, I've learned I don't need to become a friend to everybody. Because if I'm never going to watch anything else, no, I will not do that. But I'll pop in. I'll look and see. Like, I don't friend gamers. I just can't. I don't game ever. My son, on the other hand, check my shorts. Money was yesterday, 14 cents. Woohoo! Tip, be sure to put your channel name at the end of your video. Most channels don't. I don't think I do. We look name at the end of videos. Channel name at video end. Thank you for coming. I think I do a thank you or something at the end. I now need to go back and look. We load videos to watch later and watch vids later on big screen. So I watch bunch of stuff on my big screen in the living room, and then it's not a big screen in the bedroom, but I spend a lot of time in there, and I watch a lot on TV. Hollis made videos of making grow tables and other garden working structures. I made 3 of the 5-gallon bucket grow table as per his instructions. Oh my gosh. Kaylee, you could do, if it's the face-to-face stuff, like, like right here where your face is on, or in a video where your face is on, you can do videos without that. I don't know why. I realize if people are just don't want their life shown, I understand that. You can also have a pseudonym, whatever it takes. You would have such an awesome channel, honey. I really truly believe that. Camping Tea, is this your channel? Privies and Prims. Yes, it is her channel. That's her secondary channel, but she's working to build it up. And there is a link to it here, but YouTube pays. I thought maybe the info on the channel would be helpful to some. I was looking at some of my analytics. Like, I got deep into analytics today for some reason, for just a brief time. And there is a video about patty cake. We just lost our beagle, our sweet 20. Like, we didn't have her originally. We inherited her about 4 years ago, and we had to have her euthanized about 3 weeks ago. And she was about between 21 and 23, really. And we have a video of her from when we first got her. She was always still very spry until the spinal problem really made it so she could hardly get up anymore. She's on her back, like kicking her legs. We always called it riding a bike. It's like riding a bike on her back. And it was like $170 some that they were paying for views on that. I have to go back and look at that because I don't remember making that kind of money. I think I would remember that. It was an insane number there. Doreen, I have to go back and look, and I meant to go back and look at that with my son because he's much smarter as far as some of the technical stuff than I am, and we could figure it out together. I always use an end screen. I usually use an end screen that has 2 videos suggested, last viewed, and best for viewer. That's kind of what I do too. I need to figure out what a card is for, Doreen. Do you know what a card is for? Multitasking, I have the TV play content for needlecraft. Okay, good. No, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Most needlework channels, mostly needle. Yes, no, subbing for subbing does not interest me at all. Because like I said earlier on, you will lose those anyways. And so there's no point in that. However, that said, there was a channel I was recently at that is a travel. I think she's a travel channel. I forgot. I've got her information, but just to recall it off the top of my head, I don't. She's a legit channel, does tons of videos, tons of content, live streams. That's where I met a few people. It might be where I met Steve and Tina. I'm not sure. And it was people connecting with other people on that channel, on that live stream. And so the deal is you go and you watch if it's somebody that you're interested in, a channel that does what you're interested in, I go watch it. I make the comment. I watch a few videos, and at least 4 or 5 minutes if it's a long video. There are some that are 40 minutes long. I can't do that. Otherwise, I'll never get anything done for my own channel. But I want to make the connection. So I go watch and ring the bell on that. If it's not something I'm ever going to come back to, or if their content comes up and I'm never going to watch it, I'm not going to ring the bell. But it was a legit channel doing it. I have a mixture of content. I work at as a restoration collision shop. So I have cars. See, I happen to love cars. Gardening, yes, I saw that firearm videos. I'm a dog lover, so there you go. Oh, Cane Corso and a Boston Terrier. So I just ran across a video I made for YouTube about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, right before I started doing YouTube, and it was my here at my house. My nephew had this beautiful pit bull that is not Loki was a particular breed of pit bull. Anyways, pit bull. So I had him here. Beautiful, sweet dog, loving, gentle. He helped me recover from one of my first surgeries. All I can say. That dog could jump. He could hit 5 feet off the ground, no problem with his back legs. The bottom of his feet be as tall as me. I'm 5'3". Loki could be up as tall as me. Anyways, so Loki, pit bull, and then Hazard, who is Cane Corso, Mastiff, and allegedly German Shepherd. I don't see the Shepherd, but I do see the Cane Corso and the Mastiff. And then Czar, the big German Shepherd that we have, and Patty Cake, our Beagle. And guess who was truly the big dog on the block? It was Miss Patty Cake. She's just precious. I have a video I have to remaster for YouTube and put it out. She and the pit bull were best friends. He's the only dog she would play with. Only dog. And she loved him, and they both are gone now. We lost Loki about 6 weeks ago. And Patty. And then they were best friends. They grew up together. And well, she spent time with him when he was a puppy growing up. And they would get out of the yard together when my niece or my nephew and niece-in-law would leave for work. Somehow they would escape, and they lived in a little town near where I live, and they would be just roaming the town, Loki the pit bull and Patty Cake the beagle, and he'd just stay right with her and protect, I miss him so much. I could go on about animals. Merton and Sue lost their dog oh no. It was having breathing trouble and died overnight. They had a vet appointment scheduled, but it didn't last that long. My little sister was on her way to a vet with a dog sick several years ago, and it might have been a breathing issue, and he literally died on the floorboard of their vehicle right before they got to the vet. So 2A and me are friends. And I just, I do know that it's a sensitive subject for some people. And today is my day of no sensitive subject, but I will say I've got a new one that I just got. But here's the deal for me, badass. I need a revolver. I have really bad arthritis in this thumb. Bad. It's really bad. And this hand has got the strength in it. It's not good. I'm finding that I'm struggling with, I take it apart, clean it myself. I do all of the things that you're supposed to know how to do, but I need a revolver, and I know it. I should never bought it. It's a 9mm Ruger, and I should never bought it. It should have been a revolver. So where I was at, I asked them, when I picked this one up, because I passed my background check for the second time, I asked them about if they had any, and they showed me they had two, and but they're all like in the $500 range, and I don't have $500 to spend on it, and so yeah, anyways, I'll talk more about that. I have some mixed feelings, and I guess I'll put out a video about it. See, I'm losing people as we speak. That's all right. We've been on here a long time. And prepping, I absolutely am I'm new at it, and I'm disabled, and so I struggle. My husband helps. He's not as interested in it as I am. But if I need something done, my husband helps. Bad, nice birthday, Prez. Life Lucretia just texted you pictures of the first grow table, holosmate, other sizes. I'll get to those too. Going to use this technique to make a custom size for my larger containers. Maybe just consider, if you have something to put your phone on, off to the side, videoing it, just see what you think, Kaylee. I just think you're a natural. You are so smart, and you know, but I understand it's not for everybody. Can't be therapy. Oh my God, that's so sad. Many of us know how it feels. I feel bad for them. Yep, it's very sad. It's painful. I mean, my animals are like humans to me. And I've lost humans. I've lost 2 sisters and mom and dad and lots of other people. And I don't know that it was, horrible, other than when my sister got an aneurysm and it was just blah. It was all there in a moment. I'm just growing organically, rarely live streams on needlework channels. I just watch what I want to know. So it makes sense kind of on a needle channel, that it really, the best way to do that is by just other needlework people connecting, because unless you really are a talker. I like to walk Rover. Just watched your last video. I did see your channel name near the end with a thank you. That was well done adding that in. Okay, so did anybody here know what you use a card for? When it says, when you're setting up your video and it says, for the end screen, you have an end screen, which I understand that and I do that, but it also options for a card. And I read the instructions, what it is, but I'm someone who I'm very visual. Well, and clearly verbal too. He's in some of my videos. Okay. All right. It's going to be, I still have Patty Cake's original, her blanket on our bed, and we have not removed it and washed it. It just has her little smell on it, her little beagle smell. And the German Shepherd, who belongs to my son, but anyways, he gets up there and I know he misses Patty. I didn't remember. Okay, good. I'm going to check mine now. I have an old Land Rover 1962 short wheelbase. Okay. I think my channel just jumped on me, but that's all right. No, there it is. Like those old Rover. My dad used to have a panel. If anybody knows what that is, like, I don't know from what year. It would be like 1960s, maybe. My memory of it's being like black and green, or maybe it was just green, but I had sliding doors on it. I think a sliding door on it, one sliding door, or maybe it was 2 on the back. But anyways, when I was a little girl and where I grew up originally, we had, they heard police on speakers outside of our house. And these 2, people running from the police were inside of my dad's panel in the middle of the night, and the police were trying to get them out. And I've seen a remodeled one or refurbished one, and I know they're worth money. Yeah. And I learned to drive in part on an old Chevy truck, like a 60s style Chevy truck. And I remember backing up at the garbage dump. I'd help my dad one day. He had me drive out to the garbage dump, 15 years old on an old country road, windy road, very slow. And it had the stick shift down here. So I know how to drive a stick shift, but he had me back up to the side of the dump to get the stuff out. I was panic stricken, but I trusted my dad with my life. It's sad to say, but financially, it can be thousands, and people will almost always do it if they have the means. Honestly, if I needed something that cost $10,000, I would be up a creek. I would not have, I don't have $10,000 I can go get to cure myself. When we lost our Rottweiler about 15 years ago, with beautiful Haley, her name was Haley, Hailee, May, M-A-E, Lake. Haley May Lake. And we had her for about 5 or 6 years, and she got lymphoma cancer. And the vet told us, and I noticed this big lump overnight. She put her head up and she just had this lump, and it was hard. And took her to the vet, and he said, it's the nice thing was he said this is caught at this stage. It is the easiest cancer to treat in dogs. And I said, so how much? What is the cost? He said about $10,000. I'm like, if I get sick and need $10,000, I'm in trouble. I don't have. I mean, it was horrible feeling, horrible, and it would have only given her about another year anyway. So what we opted for was basically hospice care and gave her a steroid medication that reduced the inflammation, but it gave her he said it would be about a month. And really, truly, it was about a month. And she was great up until day 29 or day 30. And I called Richard at work and just said, Haley can't get up. So we have her little box of ashes, and we're expecting a little patty cakes box, a little smaller box. I don't know why, but I just can't let go of them yet. Ruger Easy Slide is amazing for those who have hand strength issues. Ruger Easy Slide. Easy Slide. I'll tell you what I'd love to have just for home protection. That's a Mossberg. I've been watching those, and I really would love a Mossberg. Blushing over here. Well, Kaylee, if it's about the channel thing, you should do a channel. Just saying. Guns are getting hard to own in Canada. I think they just banned handgun. Yeah, I can't go into that right now. I have opinions, and I live in a state that's really trying to restrict Oregon, and I just am not going to do it right now. But come back, and I will be titling all of my live streams and videos. I've got a video I'm going to be doing about some things shortly, and it's going to be a video before I do a live stream about it. And by the way, I want to give a plug to someone who is never going to know I gave him a plug. And it's somebody I didn't like him at all. I didn't like anything about him. I didn't like his comedy. I didn't like his mouth. And I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've been sober. I just had my 28th sobriety birthday on the 14th. And so I've always shied away, kind of stayed away from people who use and drink. And the reason is because it's just not a fun feeling to see it. It wasn't like I didn't think, oh, yay, I'd like to go do that again because they looked like they were having fun. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was me kind of thing. Okay. Because I was crazy, and not everybody who drinks is crazy. I know that. So I'm well aware. I have a lot of family who can drink.
Love you.
Oh, Billy. You just wanted to say hi. This is my nephew who helps me a lot with things. This is Billy. He and his wife have a channel. What's the name of your channel?
Nomad Hatters.
Nomad Hatters. And you're taking the grandkids. Their coats are still dry, and you better make sure they're dry. Brent got behind on getting them in there. And they need them for school, as you know. Hey, they live off grid. And, okay. Make sure you get everybody's there. They live off grid, all of them. And so they need their coats because it's not good weather here. I love you. I'll talk to you later, William. All right. So Nomad Hatters. Guns are, so anyways, yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't even watch a lot of RV channels. The content just doesn't apply to my camper, so I'm not interested. So here's the deal about me, Doreen. I love RVing. I have to control myself because we can't do it right this moment. And Richard does not want to watch any RV channels. And I asked him, I said, what has happened? Do you not want to RV anymore? And it's because we just can't do it right now. And so it just makes him really want to do it. And so, because we spent about 2 years watching nothing. I mean, when I say nothing, I mean nothing but RV channels, travel, RV. And I'll tell you what, I've always seen myself please don't laugh too hard at me, in a minivan, like a Dodge Grand Caravan. I know it's stupid. I know, but it's the way people make it look. And by the way, people like Minivan Lee, she lives it well, but she's a very healthy 68, 67, 68, 69-year-old woman, very healthy. She doesn't even have a bed. She sleeps on the floor. I mean, of her vehicle. And she's happy as a lark. Now but my back issues are catastrophic, so I need to be able to stand up. Although when you're living that life, you're living from your vehicle, not in your vehicle, and I'm well aware of that. So, however, that said, I would love to be able to travel in a minivan. I would. Maybe a pop-up, one of the pop-up tent things. I don't know, but it's in my mind. That's how I saw it. Or not necessarily that, but like an F-350 van, where you go in and maybe put a roof on it or something so I could stand up. But seriously, I did. I've always seen myself in a van and not an RV. And we have this Class C older RV, and it's fine for what it is. I mean, I'm grateful that I had a vehicle I could stand up in. I could cook on a stove. I could cook on a stove. I could go sleep in my bunk. We have twins, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but there's a gigantic wardrobe between us. We don't like that, or I don't like that. If we cut it off and take away the upper part, we take away a bit of storage. I don't know. Anyways, so my point is, I will never probably travel in a minivan, but I watch minivan channels and I love them. I do get some ideas from editing. So there's a couple of really good channels besides Minivan Lee. There's a couple of minivan creators that do some really good editing stuff. And I feel jealous. I'm not 30 years old. And most of these people are younger ladies and they're fine in it. But then, so I honestly could talk forever. I am someone who can talk a lot. Steve and Tina Jewell, I had a 1970 F100, didn't even have a radio. 3 on the tree. Ooh, simple straight 6. Could stand inside the engine compartment to change oil filter. Brakes were a bear. Well, Kaylee, we need to get you to Arizona when we come there again, just in case we have trouble. I want to show you something Kaylee gifted us, by the way, and everybody should have this. Excuse me. I have to go off here. Oh, God, I don't want to tip my chair over. You're going to hear someone scream. Me. While we're talking about RV stuff, briefly here. Let me scooch back over. Oh, I lost my. Oh, no, it's still here. All right. So I think there might be a couple channels in here who don't really know our channel, but a couple of years ago, we got our RV. I wanted to go to Quartzsite, Arizona. I met a bunch of people on YouTube friends, as everybody makes, and I fell in love with it. I loved it. I when I say I love you guys, I do. I love the personalities, the differences, the similarities. I'm a people person, if you didn't already get that. And I wanted to go to Quartzsite to meet everybody. I just wanted to go meet everybody. In my mind, and I was 59 when this happened. So the reason I say that is I was not a child. I was not a child, and neither am I stupid, okay? And it's going to sound stupid. But I just thought I was going to go to Los Angeles, or thereabout, before you get to LA, and there would be a turnoff going east. So go to LA and turn left, and I would find Quartzsite from there. I didn't even have a road atlas, and it's me and my husband. It was me and my husband traveling together, so it's partly his fault, but he left it all up to me, and he also is very smart. But we just are. I was so excited, and I wanted to go. And so we had problems as a result of that short-sighted thinking. Because yes, truthfully, yeah. But so anyways, Kaylee, when we got home, and by the way, I bought an atlas in Quartzsite. So this here is a book called The Next Exit. And it says on the back here, all right, so what this does is it tells you like anything and everything coming up at the next exit. Gas stations, where to get air in your tires, where to get water, what's at the next exit. So here in Ohio, exit 38, it tells you what's there. Okay. Oregon, let me look at Oregon because I know what's at all these exits. Let me find Oregon. All right, here's Oregon. Interstate 5 is what I want. So it just says everything. Okay, here at Albany, Butte Creek. Oh, the Cresswell exit, which is a little town south of us. Subway, Comfort Inn, the Dollar General. By the way, where is there not a Dollar General in the Dollar Tree? Or Golf, Oregon RV Center, Pizza, Joe's Diner. All right, so you get the gist of it. It tells you everything, and it's for all the states. And I highly recommend if you're going to be traveling and you don't really know. And by the way, here's the deal about having a book is that I believe some point in time we may not have access to all the information in our computers, on our phones. What if something, God forbid, happens and the grid goes down, or part of the grid, there's a ice storm like happened in Texas last year. Was it last year? Seriously, come on. So thank you, Kaylee. This is a great book. Let me get down here. Stephen, Tina, Jewel, every time I hit a puddle, I'd have to pull over, remove the distributor cap, dry it out, replace it, then get back on the road. Oh, that's so funny, Kaylee. You know what Richard and I did? We had just bought a brand new Toyota Corolla FX in 1987. We bought this new, it's kind of like, it was a hatchback. And we drove all over in that thing. It was long before we had Brent. And we, there's a place where there's a railroad bridge that's really low. And we went underneath of it, and it's an off-road. It's very much a third, it's not even secondary, it's a third-dairy road. And we drove under it, and there was water and hit that puddle. It was way deeper than we thought. Hit the puddle. Guess what? Engine sputtering. Oh my gosh. That was lesson learned. All right. The card puts a link at the top of your video with a link to other videos. I don't use them because it takes people away from the current video. All right. All right. So I'm not missing out on anything then. Love that thing. I really want a truck. When we had a Camry, my dad bought me a Camry because we thought it was the best car. Toyota makes a fabulous. No, well, the FX was a great car too, but my dad thought I was going to be traveling to go to college from Eugene up to Portland, which is about a 2-hour drive. And I had a perfectly good minivan. He thought it was not quite stable enough. And he bought me a new Toyota Camry SE. I got a sport edition because the seat worked for my lower back better. It's just the way it is. He got a plush one. He bought me the sport one. So, anyways, it got totaled. It got totaled. Somebody T-boned Richard and it got totaled. Well, we had a rental of an F-150 for about 2 weeks. Fell in love with that F-150. Now, if I had the cash to go buy a truck like that and a trailer or a fifth wheel, I guarantee you I would probably leave behind an all-in-one. I would, because I like the idea of dropping the trailer, dropping the fifth wheel, and going about our business. I also like the dual use of having a back end where you can put firewood, or you could put, haul a mattress or a TV, or not a TV, but a washing machine. You know what I'm saying? Panel van. You just used the right word. It was a panel van. I remember my dad calling it a panel van. Yes. Lucretia, I've been prepping dinner and listening. I wish you would contact me to find out what type of pew poo would have suited your needs. All right. Okay, Troy. After I talk today, I don't know that I can do it tonight, but I need to contact you, and I need to contact, I said, Troy. Richard says, hi, Troy. I need to contact Northwoods, and I need to contact Backwoods or Backroads. I know he's got a different channel name, but he's got some ideas for me on the channel. So it will probably not be today, but I will call you. I'm probably not going to do work tomorrow. I will just take the day off to not talk, except to you and Backroads. The 88 is a 4-cylinder, 4 on the floor, plus 4 high and 4 low. Overdrive to add some time. I have no idea what you just spoke French, but I will trust that you know what you're talking about, because only someone who knows what they're talking about would know that. And I know what 4-cylinder and 4 on the floor plus 4 high and 4 low means, kind of, basically. Kaylee, I was so grief-stricken years ago over the diagnosis of one of my cats that for about a minute, I considered a second mortgage on my house for kidney replacement, meant surgery on my sweet 16. Oh, baby girl, that's very, I can imagine. You are, I can imagine, is all I could say. Yes, ma'am. I knew very superficially some people that was friends with my little sister, because my little sister worked at Green Hill Humane Society in town, and she was friends with this woman who they had no children, and her husband both had excellent jobs, very good, very financially secure jobs. And on one of their and they raised German Shepherds, and they had an older German Shepherd, though, a little bit older German Shepherd, who needed a hip replacement. They put out about $15,000, $20,000 for a hip replacement for this dog. And they had it to do, and it was fine. They it wasn't going to put them in the poorhouse. And this was their baby. I think one of the only reasons I was able to let go of Patty is because she was 21 to 23 years old. And, it was just different. And she had it was clearly a spinal situation. And so it was the only reason I could let go. And hello to Charlie Grace. All right. So could somebody please drop her channel link, please? And again, as you see down here, she's got a fabulous channel. Charlie Grace. I first ran across Charlie Grace because she had an animal channel, dog channel. And if you like, she's funny as crud. She's a comedian. And she's got a travel channel, Charlie Grace Adventures, I think, or is it just Charlie Grace? She has a wonderful Class B, and she really is. She's traveling. We got a couple channels in here. You might not know Charlie Grace, but I'm hoping that they come over and they check you out and say hello. And Lucretia sent me. It was, there isn't almost anything harder. Like I said, I've lost, other than, losing my 2 sisters. It was very challenging to lose my animals. Billy is a great nephew. All of my, I have good relationship with most of my nieces and nephews. I have nieces and nephews that are almost my age. Okay. My first niece or nephew is a niece, and she is well into her 50s now. I think she's 55. And all these kids were like show and tell for me when I was a little girl, and at school, I had to go to show and tell. I'd go and say, oh, my oldest sister, Linda, had another little girl. Her name is Angie or Allison or Debbie. And then Nancy, she had 3 kids as well. I know I'm keeping you guys, please feel free. I'm sure you'll leave if you need to leave. Emotional roller coaster. Yep. It's horrible experience. Good night, badass. Thank you for coming by. And I will be running, is it your playlist? Yes, I will be running your playlist. Sushi preps are complete. I will be rolling sushi rolls in a couple of hours less. Okay. My son-in-law, he loves sushi, and my son does too. They both are. I actually like. I think they're called California rolls, and anything with salmon, yes, or spicy. I just don't. I would eat raw salmon. I mean, I know not all sushi is raw now, but. And I just did something that caused. I need to. Okay, I fixed it. Redfin tuna cream. Oh, please. Do you have? I haven't had. I've had nothing to eat today. I had a early this morning. I broke down and I had a muffin or whatever it's called that my son bought yesterday. I wish he hadn't, because it wasn't even really good. It was just there and it was easy to grab. And I should have scraped the frosting off because I don't like frosting to start with. But see, I would choose this over a piece of cake any day of the week. Pets can be loved as much as children. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Kaylee. Thank you. Steve and Tina, some people love their pets more than people love their own family. 100%. I do know those people, by the way. I've met them. Charlie Grace is awesome. She's extremely smart, creative, well-traveled. So here's if Charlie Grace, if you're still here, here is a question. We have the German Shepherd, Czar, and we got him in our family. And now he's, as you know, here, he's our son's, but he's ours as well. Trust me. Okay. If you have kids, you know what that means. So, he was abused when he was a puppy. He was his legs were wrapped with barbed wire. He has the scars still. And he has overcome much of that. He couldn't use his back legs very well when we first got him here. He was about 1.5 years old when we got him. And he now, over the couple of years it took him, but he can jump up on our bed, for instance. He can push himself up. But here's the problem. Psychological damage that happens to these animals. If you have any pointers, you could email me or something. But he comes into our bedroom specifically and hides out when he feels any fear, or into our bathroom, which is the most physically away from anything else. But what's really getting him is wind chimes. The dog can't take any wind. He hates wind. And I'm suspicion is he was probably caged up outside or barbed wired up outside and had no protection. And it's gut wrenching. I mean, I wish I could know who these people are. I would find a way to get them in a way. You know what I'm saying? There's ways. I mean, because it's probably not the only animal he said they've ever abused. So anyways, wind chimes terrify him. My thought is we bring the wind chime in. We lay it on the floor. We let him sniff it for a while. Leave it there a few days. Kind of move him around on the floor where he has access to them and can see them. Have him watch us, bring them in, put them on the floor in the living room or somewhere. And then eventually over days, hang them in the living room, because we have one of those hooks where my mother had one of those swag lamps hanging from in the 70s. Well, I had to tell him, Mom. And so to desensitize him to that. I don't know if that's useful, but it's horrible. And he was shivering. Here's this 100-pound German Shepherd in my bedroom, shivering. I'm like, Czar, it just. Boondocking with Boomer. What time is it? It is almost 6 o'clock. Boondocking with Boomer. Hello to you, Lance. Where are you at, by the way? Are you still in the country? Are you still in the lower 48? But you don't have to answer here. But if you have any ideas about what might work, or some person I can watch, because we have to figure it out. It's horrible. Their room is in the garage where they sleep, and it's not insulated. And if there's wind coming against that garage door, they have to come in the house. I mean, Czar can't. He mentally can't take it. Another great channel, Boondocking with Boomer. He's a Canadian who's in the lower 48, retired, and having a blast down here. And he's hysterical. And I can't bring you up right now because you're too funny. And I have to be off here by 6 because it's been a 3-hour stream. And I'm actually very hungry because that muffin that I ate earlier today, it did not sit well. I'm hungry for something substantial. Charlie Grace, I remember a long ago live stream where you were talking about some of your experiences. I was fascinated and wish we had been personal friends. I know she's a cool lady. On top of it, she's a very cool lady. And I like how you present everything. I mean, there's nothing, your channel, and she's very professional, by the way. So if you want to learn how to be a professional YouTuber, you go watch Charlie Grace. And not just saying that, Charlie Grace. I believe that to be true. I don't know. Because they're evil. Because they're evil people. Evil and sick people. And those kind of people don't just do, you know. So anyways, I can't do it. I can't talk about it. I watch Cesar Millan all the time. I have him DVR'd. I love Caesar. I wish I had the money just to take Czar down there to Caesar. I do. I wish if I had money, I'd take him to Cesar Millan or this kid up in New York. That boy too is fantastic with animals. But this is a special thing because this is imprinted on his brain, the fear part of his brain that says, I need to get away from these sounds because there's no protection. And so he comes to the people who protect him. And I've told him and I promised him I would protect him with my life. And he knows that. That dog knows this family will protect him with our life. All right. So I think we've been through everybody. Judy's. Oh, yes. Leisha could easily do a marathon live stream. We are, you know, I'm one of 6 female siblings, if that might say anything. And we had a mother who was a talker. And I really do like it, you know. What I was gonna do, I'm gonna save the story. There was more. If we do more, you're gonna be here for a while. So so I'm gonna do a video about one of the things I was gonna do is talk about what got me into doing this. Not just creating content, but how does someone then go say, oh, my mother was crazy. And I love my mom. And we have to save some for another time. I will be live streaming again. My mom had what I believe now to be, I believe she was bipolar. And that looking back, and she was not prepared for 6 daughters. And our mother was very Judy Smiley, keep going. Our mother was just she had a lot of fears. So fear, people, what I know, I've studied some of this, becoming a counselor, an alcohol and drug counselor, and to study a lot of different things. And what I believe now, and also Cesar Millan, small dogs. No, when you see something that just, you're walking with something, walking a little dog, walking a big dog, but I'm going to use a little dog because my mom was actually very petite lady. She's very short, and she vacillated weight-wise, but very petite, if you know what petite means, super short. So my mother was petite lady, but she was a tigress. She, just to tell you this one very short story, she was protective of our neighbor across the street, who wasn't an outspoken woman. My mother felt the neighbor on the other side of her was abusive and was to her and her husband. And here's my mother was on oxygen at this point in time. My mother goes out in the middle of the street with this man who she believes is enticing the lady, was being abusive to her verbally. She goes out there in her little flip, the old styled almost like a thong, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So where woman just this little slippers that you just slip your feet in, their material. Here she is, her little chicken legs in a muumuu, down to her little chicken leg knees. She goes outside with her oxygen cord still attached to her. She unattached it from her oxygen. She goes out there and she's in this man's face. I mean, I'm out there, Mom, you cannot hit him, and he's backing up from Mama because she was having none of it. Nobody was going to be talking to Shirley that way. So it's the size of the fight in the dog, not the dog. That's right. And Mama was a big dog. She was like patty cake. There you go. That was my mom came back as patty cake. Because seriously, Patty was badass little beagle. So yeah, the little house slippers, yes. And so and then one time she had a very, there were some sisters of mine that were older than us that she had hit a lot. She screamed. She was a screamer, a yeller, and she did hit on some of my sisters. Not me, because I think she just knew, and I'm not bragging about this because I was just an asshole child. Oh, especially the tweener years and teen years. I was even younger than that. I just was a very strong-willed. And so I think she knew she'd have to really do me harm if she hit me. But some of my other sisters, not, So anyways, this one sister who was very meek and wouldn't fight back, my mom again takes her oxygen hose and she stands up and she's going to hit this sister who she thought was being not nice to the grandson, to my sister's child. And I grabbed her by her wrist and I said, Mom, you can't do this to them anymore. And I just set her down in her chair. I just said, Mom, you can't do this anymore. And if I could get to the picture of my mom, I would, but I can't. I would have to climb over my table here. I can't climb over my table. Richard, can you get that picture right there? You can. I'll show him a picture of my mom. This is in her later years, before she died. Just probably in the last couple of years of her life. But she's right up. It's right there on the fireplace hearth. I think she's holding Brent. I'll tell you. Let me look at it first. Yep, she's holding my son, Richard's son. And Betty Jean Riley. Riley is her maiden name. And you can't, I know it's not a good visual of it right now in this, but some point in my life, I'll probably do a tribute to my mom. So I've forgiven, and my sisters all have forgiven our mom for the abuses. And so, yeah, I won't climb. This is kind of being natural. I don't know. I really don't know how else to be. Yes, I can. I have a list of things. See, here's my list. There's my list. And so, but she loved us. I mean, my mother would have went toe to toe with a bear. No question. It just, she had issues, and I believe she was bipolar, and come to understand she probably drank, but we didn't know it, except when they went, they would go out, and they were very social people. Anyways, she was a beauty in her young life, and she was just a very outgoing lady. And so, all right. Well. I'm not going to get to an inspiring news story. But I've got a lot of things on here that I'll be doing separately now. And that's a good thing because that gives me content. And, that's, if you're new to this whole thing, what I do understand is, yes, I do need notes, Kaylee. I'm 60, I almost said 51. I am 61 years old. I need notes. Okay. And I'm not being sarcastic. I need notes. I call William and Brent all kinds of other relatives. If we're having a conversation, I'll call William, Brent, Alex, whatever his name is. And this is vice versa. I even called William by his dog's name. No, that's true. I think your list is miles long. Go for it. Yeah, no, can't do it today. I really, Judy, it's been 3 hours, and trust me, I will start. You know, you will go, oh no, why did I ask her to do that? And I've got some stuff to get set up for tonight to put people so I can watch, so I can do their content. All right. Thank you so much for coming, you guys. Come if you could, if you don't mind, coming back afterwards at some point and just leaving a comment. That helps the algorithm. That will push me out to be seen by more people. Now, what I've come to understand, Troy, Lucretia, that's my line, whatever his name is. Oh, you're cute, Troy. We're going to do, thank you, Sue, so much. You're like, I have deep, I know I've not been a lot on your live streams. I come and I hang out. You know, I don't always let people know because I just, you know, especially if they're playing a game or something. And I'm a lot of times doing work, but I need to say hi more often so you know that I'm there because I do support your channel. And make sure, please drop Sue's link as well for, well, it's Lucky Dog Productions. That's their working channel. Sue's Lucky Dog Productions moderator. And I really appreciate that you came and you hung out and you stayed for whatever you've been in and out. I do appreciate it. I love doing this. Okay, but if we come back to leave a comment and don't watch the entire stream again, will that hurt me? Okay, well then let's not be doing that. D, I noticed D asked, she's got a much larger channel than I do. So that's one of the ways that I try to learn is from people who have actually grown to be 3 times my size, 5 times my size, whatever, 10 times, is to come back and leave a comment afterwards as well. I don't know. I need to look into that because so don't leave a comment, okay? Don't leave a comment. I'm going to look into that so that I have factual information rather than, sometimes we pass things along, and I learned this. I don't want to do that personally. So let me just backtrack on that. Don't leave a comment until I know about it. All right, Judy, and I will be back at the very least Thursday. We'll have a topic-driven live stream again. We'll be finishing up. So let me tell you what's coming up this week. I will be doing a video, and I will be doing a live stream again on Thursday, but I think it'll be at 2 instead of 2:30. That'll give more time so that if anybody who wants to go to Yellow Brick Road, that, you know, I never want to step on Shirley's toes. I love that lady. To be in this age bracket and be traveling alone full time. Well, I mean, she does have a home she can go back to, or it's her son. I don't know if it's hers or her son, but she travels, okay? And she does it. She travels with people, but she can do everything herself. And by the way, I love her truck, but that's a different story. So like, subscribe, share if you want to. And I'm not going to look at any more comments, or I'm going to have to. So I'll see you Thursday. I appreciate all of you. I hope that your channels go well. I'll do everything I can to help you. And for what worth that is, I don't know. And just be happy, you know, be healthy, be happy. And whatever your passion is, make that passion happen. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon.